Stimwalt here. Let's jump right into parry, block, and counterattacks for Mortal Online 2. How do you parry? So basically, you just block. But within the first 2 seconds of raising that block, if the attacker attacks you, then it will count as a parry. And parries will cause very low damage to you. Although it does depend on your blocking skill and your strength and whether or not the weapon that hit you was a blunt weapon. A block will occur after those 2 seconds. So if you hold up your block for more than 2 seconds, then you're now into just a normal block, not a parry, and then you will take reduced damage. Counterattacks occur within 2 seconds after you parry, and when you launch that counterattack within 2 seconds, it will do increased damage. So it will always strike for the maximum amount of damage if you get a counterattack in within 2 seconds after parrying. So it's a little bit confusing. But basically, you're blocking all the time. But if you block within 2 seconds, it's a parry. And if you attack within 2 seconds after you parry, it's a counterattack. So I hit M. I'm just showing you that we're in the main town. We're going to go to the graveyard next. But first, let's go into settings and make sure that our mouse settings are set to 1% for both click drag and drag click sensitivity. So in this game, basically it's far too sensitive by default when you use your mouse to give a direction to the left or to the right, up or down. So just set it to 1% so that doesn't become a problem for you. It's especially an issue when you're attacking. So the attack style that I prefer is click then drag. You may like the other one though. Block style, I highly recommend movement keys instead. Go to keybinds, and I use WSDA. A lot of people use different setups. But just keep in mind that this whole tutorial is based on my setup. I use left mouse button for attack, right mouse button for block, thrust is left alt, and overhead attack is Q. So keep those in mind when you watch this tutorial. You may need to change them up. So this is going to go quick, but it's important for you guys to know. Hold A, hold right click, that's you block to the left. Hold D, hold right click, that's you block to the right. But you can also tap A, hold right click. Tap D, hold right click, just to get the block in the position you want it. And then you can move around. So you can tap A, hold right click, and then move around with WASD. Maybe someone's attacking you from overhead. Tap Q, hold right click, WASD. Or maybe they're just doing a lower attack. So you just hold right and free movement. It's important to know your heavy attacks. So hold Q, left click. Powerful thrust. You also want to know your left rights. So this is left click, hold drag right. And this is left click, hold drag left. Important things to remember. So now we're going to head from town into the graveyard. And if you didn't know, you can turn the map over and see inside the town where you are to get sort of your bearings. But yeah, we're going to go to the graveyard now. All right, so we're going to block and we're going to parry. Hopefully we parry more than we block. Up, coming down below. So we just did that right click, and that was a hilt hit, unfortunately. Up top. Tap Q, right click, another hilt hit. To the right, tap D, right click, and that's a good counterattack there. It was within 2 seconds after the parry. That's how you know it's a good counterattack. Get maximum damage with that. All right, we'll do a powerful attack on the head here. Nice sweep. Coming from up top, so we'll tap Q, right click, that's a parry, and that's a hilt hit, that sucks. To the right, tap D, right click, parry, and that is a counterattack. Up top, tap Q, right click, parry, and that took too long. That would not be a counterattack. So we'll just kill this zombie. We'll do another power attack. You see how it flashed there? That's how we know we're getting good damage. Up top, tap Q, right click, parry, and took way too long and actually missed. To the right, tap D, right click, parry, and that's a counterattack for maximum damage. Coming from the left here, tap A, right click. He actually totally whiffed us. Up top, tap Q, right click, parry, and that is a counterattack. Down below, right click, parry, counterattack. That was good damage. Now, once you get used to the zombie area, you can venture forth, and that's why I think we should go to the dungeon now. And it's pretty close to the graveyard. You can actually see it from the graveyard off in the distance. So let's delve deep. So the bandits in this dungeon They will parry your attacks. They will attack from many different directions, from the left, from the right, from below, and from above. So they're much harder than the zombies. They also rush you, so they're very fast. It's even difficult to get away from them. You have to sprint away from them if you're failing to beat them. It's hard enough just to beat one by yourself. If you have to fight more than one, like let's say 2 back to back, it's going to be really difficult. You have to be very good with parry and counter. So we're just going to take this slow, and hopefully the training that we've already received will help us. But we're going to have to parry and we're going to have to counter to beat these guys. So watch the weapon and remember your training from the right. Down below. Left. Down. Oh, missed. Right. Counter. Up. Counter. Down. Counter. Down. Counter. Left. Oh, missed. Oh, they're running away. They're running away. Oh, he'll hit. Oh, you're going to pull the second one. Finish him. Until next time.